so I'm taking my shoes off, so I'm not kicking around on the floor. If anything, it'll be soft.
One could only hope it was very soft.
Oh, those are some cool looking fish.
Hello, everyone.
Is that it? Are we going?
Welcome to the in real life flying frog cast.
Yeah, that's right. We're all together. We've met up in the flesh. Don't touch me, please.
But we can film me touching you now, and
6
now it becomes a
6
bit.
feet, dude.
that-
6 feet, man.
COVID. Oh, I'm glad the water bottle's right there making loud noises for our producer in the studio, Doug.
Damn.
Doug, can you see in the studio, Doug?
Oh.
How's it sounding out there, Doug?
Yeah, how's it looking, Doug? You
Yeah.
good? I don't care what he thinks. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry.
No?
Okay.
I'm glad this is discernible.
Oh, look at that little guy.
We've got a wonderful world of tropical fish to discuss today.
Where do we even begin? When was the last? Not counting like recent times. When was the last time you and I were together? Like in a room.
Other than 2019. Then?
Yeah.
Rob and you and I were in Canada filming the parody, and we did the stuff with like Pinchy out in the backyard and just a bunch of crap. But in 2019, that was right after I graduated high school. You still had a year left in high school, and then COVID happened like a couple months after that.
Yeah.
So it was summer 2019. So point is, now that we are back together.
He touched me.
One day. Now that we are back together, I think there's certainly some tropical fish in the room that will eventually reveal himself in a chrysalis, in a beautiful butterfly that shall unfurl.
Very nice. Well, I'm just remembering because that was when we saw Roy Wilson too.
That was the second time I saw Roy Wilson, who did the first blueprint sketches for all the wooden railway toys in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And
I don't. Did we ever post that we went to Roy's?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we posted photos
remember.
of like the early prototypes and blueprints and stuff, and I certainly did.
I have.
You did. We were both taking selfies with like the original blue Thomas with the red wheels.
I mean, I have a photo of Roy Wilson holding the Herald mug.
The weird Herald mug visual right here on the television. Remember that?
Wow.
Later. This hat is, I don't think I should wear this for the whole time, but I thought it was.
You're not digging it?
An amusing bit. No, I'm going to go for the more like slightly vaguely racist podcaster flat cap, more like a trucker hat.
Gotcha.
See if I'm getting the Theo Vaughn crowd in there, we got to reel him in.
You got the beard for it.
Exactly.
Can I be Joe Rogan?
I didn't think you needed to ask at this point, man. It's just a cosplay with more hair. and a Bill Cosby sweater, which is lovely. I'm just being a dick, but it's a good look. I like the sweater, and then I'm still wearing the ill-fitting T-shirt that I stole from you in 2019.
Yeah, that's my shirt.
This is his moon. Yeah, he mooned me, and I couldn't forget it.
Well, it's yours now. It's been what?
I sprayed it like a cat with my scent, and now it's. You can have it if you want, Buster Brown, but
no thanks.
What is the deal?
What is the deal?
I got stage fright. Straight up, the cameras are adding another layer of pressure. I wasn't fully prepared
because we've been hanging out together for what, like 5 days. We haven't shut up.
That's
once.
the thing. We've been here for almost a week now, so I was like, maybe we should have led with the podcast while we still had things to talk about that weren't under NDA, sealed documentation. But I think there's something that we will be able to dig up out of this jug of mysterious pink fluid that the metaphor of this podcast has become. I'm sure it tastes good, but at what cost? I mean, I think it's like I felt like the hairs on my arm like moved around.
Did you also like feel like the crazy amount of heat coming off of it?
Yeah, I think
something's reacting in there.
I think it's glowing. Yeah, and it's in a reduced fat milk jug, so you know that it's pink.
Well, it comes from the pink cow. Well, it's strawberry milk.
So the top 5 most awesome season 12 episodes. No. No, we're not doing that.
I can't even think of 5.
This is a disaster.
Jesus Christ. The horse. This is material. We'll find our footing. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking this will probably be, if we do end up posting any of the podcasts on YouTube, I think this will be the first one.
Oh God, that helps. Now I'm totally. Damn, I didn't used to get stage fright.
Okay, mate, this one's not going to be on YouTube. I think we should at least acknowledge that we are working on something.
That's the bush I keep beating around. The fact that there is something new.
Hey!
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something purple. It's not my fault. Mr. Conductor's hat began turning purple, and then it was sun damaged. And next, I guess my room was sort of just an amplifier microwave for its expedition.
Well, it was a little bit purple even during the film.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
slightly.
It's got Rob's childhood ruler in it, keeping it shaped.
Could I hold it?
You got the conductor hat. You've got my weird reviewer hat. There's a lot of different hats that you and I, both literally and metaphorically, have worn over the years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There's that convenience for you.
Everyone, a little throwback.
There you go. This
is
what we're doing. This is the point I'm trying to
make.
Not too much. I'm trying to do like a carrot. I'm trying to do like a Carrot Top visual sort of prop comedy moment thing to explain that we have often revisited the past with very embarrassed lenses and too proud lenses. Rob, this is fucking great. And it's like, I don't know about that.
There's been a lot of reflection. Definitely in the last
we spoke about that on the first episode for sure.
In more of like a general sense, there's been a lot of reflecting because I mean you and me used to not like talk and now we are like doing stuff and hanging out all the time.
I think we found a pretty nice common ground now because ultimately the thing we like to do is continue to make stuff that is feels like in the moment, like anyone's art wants to be reflexive of the emotions you're feeling and whatever, and it feels like when we're not making stuff, it's almost like a lack of documentation of these moments because like the parody was one thing and the reviews before that and the remakes before that were sort of like these chapters, or it's like I'm used to having all of this to look back on. I was so like when my grandpa passed away, who was Burnett Stone, and the parody was like, oh shit, well, how lucky am I to have all this footage of him because I was making Thomas videos and without that element and in my life as much, and I had little sketches and things, but it's like it feels like years have gone by without it happening because I wasn't making stuff. And now that we're back to creating again, there's something that's like, I don't know, there's a paper trail. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
It does feel kind of like there was like a big like kind of gap period.
Like I mean, for all sorts of reasons with like, again, all the stuff we were talking about with graduating high school, going to college, COVID, life changes, loss, you lose family members and friends and thing in life, and just all of these shifts that then you kind of readjust and find yourself again in a new, expanded brain development that is answering a lot of questions that were very frustrating for a 17-year-old to not be able to figure out.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, this must manifest in my angry art about Thomas and the Magic Railroad's the worst movie ever, or whatever. Or the fact that the parody is also obviously a love letter at the same time to, like, I at the time thought that it was like, right, I got a middle finger up on a little bit of this, like,
a little bit.
Yeah, there was
it was kind of like we're gonna make the good version of Magic Railroad. But like it was also
to
like
show how it could have been done so much better.
But only because
Britt was incompetent.
But only because we also love the original so much. And there's no reason we would have went to the length of doing it perfectly. For a period of time, I really had truly convinced myself, which was totally like straight up delirious, that I fell out of love with Magic, or this was, and then you watch it again and I'm like, remember me? Oh my God. Yeah, this is like one of my, of course, this is not a great movie, but how is this not one of my favorite movies? Even if it's not a great movie.
Grandpa.
Oh, Lily. I'm so glad to see you.
This has had such an immeasurable, unparalleled impact. Out of all these, we're surrounded by movies, most of which I've seen, and a lot of them I like. And it's like, yeah, well, of course, then above all of that is like Magic Railroad's like the Bible or whatever. Like it's not a great movie by any means, but it's like, yeah, I love it. So basically what I'm trying to say, folks, is that the Magic Railroad parody is actually bigger than Jesus. Yeah. You guys seen the Reddles? It's pretty good. The Reddles is awesome. You guys, here's a clip.
I'm standing by the banks of the Mississippi. I'm standing by the banks of the Mississippi.
Pretty good show.
Yeah.
It's not a show, it's a movie.
It's a movie. It's a television program.
It's the first
that was
mockumentary.
It was... No way. Really?
The first mockumentary. But like it's before pre-Spinal Tap.
Was it in theaters?
No.
No. The producer Doug says no.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know he was such an expert. I just don't want to look at him. Sorry, Doug.
Ultimately,
I'm sorry, Doug.
I hate Doug so much that I hope that we can send a vicious wasp into the studio to attack him at this very moment.
I just pressed the release the wasp button.
Shoo fly, that's it.
Egads, this perilous jungle safari is getting me all hot and bothered. It seems I've come across all of God's most hideous creatures. Lions, tigers, bears, and bugs. These insects have taken to me like a Winnie the Pooh to honey. Honey, there's got to be a better way. What's this? Why, it's a trusty can of Topham brand insect repellent. Kaloo Kalay! It works wonders keeping pests away. Works on bugs, bees, fleas, birds, and most children. And it's got that great patented Topham brand flavoring too. Comes in golden grape, any apple, then try our new great Waterton watermelon flavor. Satisfaction guaranteed.
And we're back.
What a great ad.
Man, the
Fantastic.
Zingers. What is your personal favorite of the Topham products we've advertised thus far?
Oh, definitely the fish food.
The asbestos, you've got, I don't know, the jelly beans. It was a whole variety pack, honestly.
There was a lot of them.
Those weird, like, Harry Potter jelly beans that, like, taste like vomit and boogers and stuff, but it's like Topham.
It tastes like different. It's like Henry flavor and Gordon flavor.
Henry flavored and special coal.
Welsh coal flavor.
Welsh coal flavored. At the end of the day, there's no better coal than Welsh coal.
It's true.
Especially when you're sitting and watching the brand new trailer for Jacob's favorite film, Toy Story 5.
Howdy, cowboys. This is my new film.
Jacob, take it away.
I hated it.
Yeah?
It made me roll my eyes so much.
Yeah? Why's that?
When they played the music with the "You got,"
We're gonna need backup.
like the really dramatic with the vine booms. Like, come on.
It had Inception noises and. In a world where iPads are gay, iPads are taken over. One man stands alone.
One man is gay.
Sir Topham Hat is gay. I mean, you heard it here first, folks.
That would be
Breaking
great.
news.
Listen, if they did that in the 2026 show, maybe I'd tune in. What I don't even. What is the 2026 show?
2026 show. Well,
since our first podcast where we like commented like a week. We were recorded it like a week before all this stuff came out, and now it's already super dated.
It was like literally 3 days after.
And this is going to be super dated. This is. I'm sure by we're gonna sit down and edit this, and then there's gonna be like clips and episodes out, and people are gonna be,
It's like kind of everything is emblematic of. You said it kind of well when we were hanging out with Unlucky Tug the other day. I mean, no, never mind.
No.
Unlucky Tug was like showing us photos of like they had something that looked like a take and play or die cast, whatever, like Toad. And you said it really well, where it's like, what did you say? It was like, here's something that I like, kind of.
It's like, it's kind of close.
It's got the face, and we're like, we're grasping at straws, but it's like, look, Toad has like the right logo and the right, like, 16 tons.
Yeah, it's a slightly worse version of a thing I'm already familiar with, but I guess it's okay. It's better than nothing.
It's like emblematic of all these bigger franchises like Star Wars or whatever, where it's a kids thing, but there's adults as well that they're like trying to cater to the nostalgia of, and it's like part of it's working in my brain a little bit, but also there's the pandering that is like, well, don't we want them to pander to us a little bit? But I don't know, because if they're not interested in what our idea of Thomas is, then we're not interested. And it's got the right, this Thomas has the right shape.
They're pandering in the wrong places. I feel. I mean, I don't know. I have
imbalanced.
No idea what it's gonna be.
But we have a visual now. We have a lot more of the like weird toys that are okay, except for the friggin' faces, over and over and over again. But I don't know. There's a lot of weird elements to the fact that it's dipping its toes into everything.
Yeah.
And I wonder where they're gonna stick the landing exactly.
If they'll stick the landing. I mean, I'm hopeful. Like
there's no reason to like actively want it to be bad. Like I'm sure that there will be some little bright spots to find.
That's the thing.
It's not gonna absolutely friggin' stop. Oh my god! I'll be like, oh, that was
I'm just so jaded.
Whatever.
I'm so jaded now.
It's a preschool show, but then you're in that mindset of like, oh,
like
well, then...
I don't care, but also I care a lot. Where it's like I don't care, but I'm gonna look
until someone asks
like,
you, and now we do care. That's the thing, because I that was exactly I don't even care. Well, now that we have a podcast that will be like documenting each episode will be like, what's the latest update? Bit. Now that we're ruminating on it, there is a little bit that I'm not disinterested in. Yeah, I am. Morbidly curious.
It looked really good. The actual animation looked okay in like that 5-second thing that whatever they showed.
Because there's gonna be bouncing. Yeah, we're there. We've crossed that threshold. It's not as like damning as it used to be.
I guess it's we had worse.
I must make sure those crows stay away.
So Thomas puffed after the crows.
Anything is better than.
All engines go. Oh, we said it. Oh, we acknowledged it. Ooh. I just feel stupid acknowledging it. I don't know why. Like, it's not that like I don't ever want to acknowledge it. It's just that like I don't care.
Well, there's a lot of weird stuff with Thomas that's hard to acknowledge. Before the break we were talking about Magic Railroad stuff and whatever, and I had this weird stick up my ass with like I really want to like what could have been and have the optimism that there was some kernel of some little diamond at the bottom of all the compromises and iterations that had to lose and lose and lose.
Where there was negative criticism, I was expecting it because I knew why they felt like that. And if the scenes had been left in, it wouldn't have felt like that.
It's fortunate that we at least have the perspective that the archive material that was released because of Britt Allcroft passing away.
Yeah, all the stuff that's come out has been really, really interesting.
It's almost like we were, as the diehard Thomas fans that wanted to see the classic series Thomas movie that's in our brain that doesn't exist, that could have been in 2000.
Yeah, like I'd been kind of like reevaluating like my how I feel about Britt Allcroft since like Tiger Moth and all that stuff, and like
I met her.
But definitely like once like the auction and stuff happened, like it really like, oh my god, like the very early cut, what is it, the animatic of Magic Railroad?
Yeah, the story
good.
reel.
It was really actually good.
It's very interesting when you look at it in her brain when she's coming off of Mumphy specifically, which is like this cartoon fairy tale. You can draw anything you want, and therefore your imagination is limitless. But the Magic Railroad story she wrote as an illustrated thing, it's like, oh, this kind of works when you're not worried about the models' mouths not moving and the green screen and how expensive it would be, the sheer scope of like the complexity of her story that they had to whittle down into like, okay, we have X amount of blue screen shots in our budget and we have to use X amount of, you can't have that whole bit where Lily saves Henry.
Where'd you learn to do that? On my fire escape.
Lily like climbs up the whole scaffolding.
Mr. Conductor falling off the waterfall?
I've still got sneezing powder up my funnel.
Yeah, that
was crazy.
All of these things were like, okay, well, are you going to go to real location and film that? No, we'll build a big set. Okay, well, that's another, you're eating into the budget.
But it's like, we did that. We did Mr. Conductor falling over the waterfall, and we didn't even know. There's been a lot of stuff that has come out in the Britt Allcroft auction that's like, oh my god, we did that, and we didn't even know that this is what it said in the script.
Funny little things in the animatic of Toby and James being in the smelters when Diesel and Junior come in. That was not in any draft. The waterfall thing was a coincidence, but you and Rob pretty much came up with that whole scene. And I knew that the waterfall thing is in one of the drafts that's always been public.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so that's still a coincidence.
I also don't remember coming up with the river bit.
That was not me. That was you and Rob in a call without me.
It must have been Rob and Rob, because I don't remember coming up with the river thing.
Well, who's to say? Because I wasn't there and you don't remember being there. Either way, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I explicitly remember coming up with ideas for the office scene with Rob. Like this Robin hat painting. And like holds up the mirror and he has the little Hitler mustache. Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that you have all these little moments of that's a Jacob bit. That's a Jacob bit. Thomas and Bertie like having the
it's like, oh, what are you, a bus service with no passengers?
There's these little Jacob Jaredisms that seep through. Boko Puffs was you. Oh, the I don't know, Wednesday? Something like that? That's you.
What's tomorrow? I don't know, Wednesday? Something like that.
That was your joke.
Seriously?
Yeah, that was not in the script, and you said he should say like I don't know, like Tuesday, Wednesday, which became its own like weekly Twitter page for a couple years.
I don't know why I always just attributed that to Will.
No. I mean, he has a lot of good improv bits for sure, but that was you. You wrote that. And I bring all of this up to say that like all the Magic Railroad stuff with Britt is almost like the way we were treating it in the parody. A lot of it as frustrated people that wanted something that didn't exist was like almost like she's committed some kind of crime or a sin or something, and then having all this new material as like here's the evidence that she was innocent. Because or less there's kernels in there's little bits and pieces that you're like I can see how the compromises, how the ideas of Lily was conceived as being like a 7-year-old little girl, 8-year-old girl, and then we're like, well, we got to cast child star Mara Wilson, like 13 14-year-old kid who is completely miscast and out of her element.
Because I bet that Britt probably like saw like Mrs. Doubtfire and was like, ooh,
or she was in a movie called A Simple Wish around the same time with like Martin Short. And it was
Ta-da!
What is just okay. Doug likes A Simple Wish. He's a big Martin Short guy. Okay, fair enough. Well, okay, Doug. You do you, babes.
But yeah, no, I mean, if they'd gotten Mara like a couple years earlier or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not her fault at all. Especially this, like I know her mom passed away like halfway through production. It's like, how could you not have this, affect your life and your performance when you're losing interest in acting and all that stuff? So I'm not like, this little kid actor sucks in this shitty movie. You can see the ways in which something may have worked in a cartoon where like there's that image of like that was in the auctions from Britt's, like Britt had like a portfolio of like inspo idea. It was like her Pinterest board of it's like this and like early rail posters and Shining Time, Americana, Norman Rockwell, whatever. And there's like a little girl on a platform in front of like an English LMS like Black 5 locomotive and like, oh, kid, we're going on a holiday. And it's like, oh, that would have been really sweet if the little girl and the little dog on the platform. But it wasn't. It was a 13-year-old girl in 2000, like a Y2K thing going, okay, I'm going to get on a train because a dog told me.
At least they got a steam engine to Harrisburg.
Sure.
Since everything has come out like from the auctions and stuff and like us having a few years to like reflect on it. And also I think that us making the movie definitely helped kind of like
you're like detectives uncovering that. What the hell happened with this Thomas movie?
But I'm saying,
dear God, look at the. You're like lifting up the body bag. Holy,
But actually, like us making the parody kind of made the original make more sense. Where it's like, oh, we kind of hit the same sort of issues.
Yeah,
we ran into the same
problems. I wanted to add more Boomer scenes, and Boomer kind of sucks, so if we give him more to work with, then he'll make more sense. And now there's 15 Boomer scenes that you can pull out without really losing anything. Great. So Boomer gets whittled down twice, but at least he's still in the movie.
So I definitely empathize with like, okay, now I get it.
It's not Angus Wright. It's not Wilbert Audrey. It's not David Mitton. This is the first thing that's Britt's baby amidst her divorce and all of this personal strife and being a mother and like going through just everything that you wanted to express through your art, which doesn't manifest in a way that really makes sense to anyone yet. But you're like, trust me, the emotions are gonna resonate. And even if it doesn't make sense, like, okay, he's talking on a flower and whatever, and there's a rabbit who's at least literate enough to like he's got good handwriting. Oh,
There he is.
Hello.
I was gonna say, how was it actually meeting Britt Allcroft?
Britt Allcroft was a very interesting woman who knew exactly what she had to offer in terms of, like, someone asked, what was the best crash to film? And she was like, well, you'd have to ask David Mitton because he was actually on set. I was there. She said, like, I was very rarely on set. And she wasn't, like, lying about the fact that this is the creation of many people, including her. Not to say that she wasn't a crucial part, but, like, when you remove those other people and all you have left is the emotional logic, the emotion mind and not the logic mind, subjective and not objective, there's something that gets lost in translation. In the first scene you're seeing the mouths aren't moving, and now we're going to Shining Time and there's a magic man and there's a sentient dog, and you're just like, bam, I'm out, this sucks.
Yeah.
And you don't want to figure out why it makes, and you're like, this just sucks, and they screwed up Thomas, and man, this isn't this isn't my Thomas, even though it says Britt Allcroft on it. It's all literally all the same people that made it. Terry Permain, David Eves, everyone's there, and yet it's like, what's this disconnect? I want to figure it out. How did we get there? I think we're getting closer to cracking that code, at least in terms of reconciling these, like, Britt and David are like our weird estranged parents we've never really met.
It definitely didn't help that, like, definitely a lot of, like, sort of like the fandom mindset at the time. I mean, it definitely depended like which side you were on, but like when you're 16 years old or 17 years old and everyone around you was like, well, Britt Allcroft was like the crazy lady who like didn't understand the magic, and David Mitton like was he was the director and he was the guy who was there. Like, it was very easy to kind of fall like into that sort of like collective, I don't know, whatever you call it.
For lack of better evidence, the math adds up when it's David, Audrey, and Britt. You get, 1 through 4, and then when it's just David and Britt, you get 5, and then it's just Britt, you get Magic Railroad, and then it's just David and stuff, you get like Tugs in season 6, and you have all of these slight variations on the same thing, but filtered through a weird alternate prism where like certain rules apply and certain things don't. And sure, there's magic buffers. Why not?
But the best was when they were both David and Britt.
When they're balancing each other out. Yep. Jinx. The fact that Super Ed exists is kind of the really, that's the final definitive thing that proves if David is just doing David with doing whatever he wants, in your brain you're like, the David Mitton project. God, if they just let him write everything and do whatever he wanted. God, imagine how great that show would be if it was just season 5 forever. And you're like, well, maybe not.
He definitely needed to be reeled in.
He needed to be.
That's the big sort of revelation, at least like for me in the last like several years, is like
another result of the Britt Allcroft auction is you get the season 5 scripts and you can see her amendments when Britt Allcroft is calling out David Mitton saying, I think we should bring it down a little bit. You're being a little too fantastical. It's too magical.
Now the dynamic makes more sense because I never understood. I think that maybe I was just like ill-informed or ignorant or something, but I was like, well, David Mitton was the guy who was like there when they filmed it, and Britt Allcroft was in America doing Shining Time. Like, what did she have to do with the show?
Which isn't totally wrong. She steered. She had the final say on so many different choice about the color.
But you look at Super Ed, and it's like, oh, they needed each other. Like,
when one is not there, you get either Super Ed or Magic Road, the two ends of this weird spectrum, and there's this very cathartic thing about, well, I made Magic Railroad as an analysis or a weird trying to figure out Britt Allcroft because this movie was her, like, she is lady and it's about her depression. It's about trying to not be depressed.
When you look at it like as like Britt's like self-expression piece, it becomes a lot more interesting. Like it's funny now, like in
No, I'm chuckling because I'm realizing another crucial, maybe I never thought about this before, but maybe a crucial element to this as well is the fact that since the parody came out, I was diagnosed with severe depression.
But I didn't card you well.
Figuring out Burnett Stone's whole shtick and how to deal with that shit, and I'm like, oh,
bye, Grandpa.
Not that it comes through in the final cut. I was trying to crack that nut as a kid who hadn't experienced life yet, and your brain's not developed, and you're a weird, artistic, creative person that's far more articulate than they make sense. But I just ramble, whatever. And I felt like some kind of like, uh-oh, I'm I'm Britt Allcroft. I feel seen by Britt Allcroft's art. Uh-oh. But then that coming around again to be like, I have been too quick to...
Cranky the Crane was quick to criticize.
For me, it was like the magic element. Whenever like people would talk about like Britt Allcroft's whole thing with Thomas was like, oh, it's the magic. And like, I think I used to think of that really literally. Like, oh, it's Thomas isn't magical. He's supposed to be real. You know what I mean?
And it's
like,
a metaphor in the same way that the personification of the trains is non-literal.
But now I get what the magic of Thomas is, which is like I do understand it now. It's less about the literal, like Thomas is a magical train in a magical world, and more like you know, having Thomas in your life.
The joy for Britt growing up in the mid to late 20th century, and the fact that like even Audrey was like, why are people giving a shit about these stories from 50 years ago? Why are they a huge, phenomenal worldwide success in the 90s?
It is, as corny as it sounds.
It's a nostalgia thing.
I feel really stupid saying it, but it is the joy and the way that it kind of brings everyone together. Like
there's a unity through the child. Like she saw something that the fact that she brought Thomas outside, like, you know, the people that read the books as kids were into Thomas, but that's bordering on obscurity by the 80s and whatever. Like it's not like Thomas is like Paddington Bear or something.
She was so right that like it is like timeless. Like she was onto something for sure.
I think she was trying to express without coming off as an egotistical person, and it's up to interpretation whether she did or didn't, trying to express the fact that like she became the vessel for the adaptation of the books and the success, the worldwide success of him she was pretty much, you know, responsible for. And I guess that is the magic.
And but I don't think anyone else would have brought or adapted Thomas into the world the way that she did, with the amount of passion that she did.
Whatever the Salt Bay meme, that's the magic. Whatever that's the sauce, the nostalgia, the colors, the element of universal like calmness that watching a Thomas episode or seeing even an image of a train in a beautiful countryside landscape, anyone can have an opinion about that, and it's most likely, at least back then, going to be, oh, look at that reminds me of home, or that reminds me of the thing where I took a trip to my grandfather and to listen on a mountain.
She had to have been more involved than we've been led to believe, because maybe she wasn't there physically when they filmed the episodes, but everything, she had final approval over everything.
Yeah.
She had the final say, basically. And you see the gradual degradation.
You can see her
in 6
increasing.
And in season 7 especially, that like she had no final say or control over, really, if I'm correct to believe that.
Well, I don't know to what extent she was involved in season 6, because I know she was involved, but I don't know exactly were they actually caring about what her, like, well, should we do this or should we do that, Britt? I feel like they said, well, last time we let you do what you wanted, you made a magical horse shit.
Yeah.
From their perspective, this was our big flagship moment to break out into Hollywood, and they did, and like the, you know, Blockbuster's #1 kids movie in 2001 was like Magic Railroad, or it's in the top 5 or whatever. And so there was a financial element with the toys, and the brand is in a bigger worldly marketplace now, but at what cost? Because everyone didn't like the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a tragedy, because like truly the show was in its best hands when it was under her control. Like that's just the truth.
It's the truth. Like, and the reconciliation of all of that is what we're trying to sort of grapple with now.
I'm very happy that I was able to kind of, because I was already,
Tiger Moth is your half of this.
I was already thinking this, and I'm very happy that I kind of said something about it before she passed away, because definitely after Tiger Moth I did feel kind of like guilty about not crediting her, even though like I wasn't explicitly trying to like, oh, I'm not going to credit her, I'm going to, you know.
But it was some subconscious thing adjacent to that.
And it definitely came off that way. I think maybe that was just lingering from like having worked on the parody, but also like I was going to be putting my name where the David Mitton director credit was, and it felt weird not having David Mitton's title in the credits.
I understand.
I think I could have done something maybe less corny than from the vision of David Mitton or whatever,
which was what you felt like at the time.
It should have been both, to be honest, but to me I got very like emotionally like invested in like damn, David Mitten's dead, and like, you know, he never got to do all this stuff and all this other, you know, whatever's happening.
The
with
success
him
of Thomas was like indisputably a huge like feather in his cap.
Yeah.
The biggest. And he had feathers in his fedora.
And specifically because like he worked on Thomas and then he left Thomas and then a few years later he was dead. Like it just, I felt very like I really wanted to make it like known that like this is dedicated out of love for David Mitten. And it probably wasn't necessary to take Britt Allcroft's name out. It should have been both.
It should have been both, but you're trying to focus on the contributions of the visual guy rather than the sort of thematic. I mean, Britt's emotions of, the color should look like this, and the fields and the wood, and Thomas shouldn't be.
Which is true.
Thomas isn't going to London; he's going to the big city far away.
And there's a lot of like Britt Allcroft stuff that just is in Tiger Moth because like it's Thomas's DNA, like the colors and like little characterization bits and little like
lingo,
probably little lines from episodes and stuff. You know, like it is a mix of both. But specifically, I was just wanting to really like celebrate the David Mitten side.
Understood.
But it came off wrong.
Yeah.
I wasn't knocking her or putting her down. I didn't mean to. But
commercial break.
Commercial break.
I say, girlies, that club was positively popping off, but I'm more loaded than a Henry's Forest log car. One more DUI and I'll have to commute on Trevor's haycart. Oh, what's a girl like me to do? Oh, this looks like my ride. Sorry, ladies.
Aw, Topham, what's your secret?
I use my trusty Topham brand ride-sharing app. Just click on the hat icon on your mobile telephone, and one of our state-of-the-art self-driving electric vehicles will be coming along to collect you.
Self-driving? You mean there's no engine crew stoking the fire?
That's right. It's full-on Magic Railroad rules here, baby. No drivers means no pesky minimum wages, so our customers can make their tracks to great destinations safely. Drive like your controller lives here with Topham Ride Sharing. Your life is in my stubby little hands. Ha ha.
Hey everyone, I really hope you enjoyed the first half of that video podcast. If you'd like to see the full episode, which has an extra 45 minutes after this, then check out our Patreon where you can watch all 3 episodes of the show for as little as $1. All of this is possible thanks to the names you're seeing on the screen right now, but an extra special shout out to our super controllers, Serpent Sinner and JJ's mom, and stay tuned for many videos planned over the next month.